Divine strategy. It is written in the Bible that David inquired of the Lord for every war. And when God gave him the strategy, then he won every battle. It is written in the Samuel, and it is written in other books of the Bible. We also wanted to ask God to give us His strategy because we wanted to buy orphanage in Romania. We found the place. We put a down payment of $4,000 and we needed another $56,000, a lot of money. So we asked God, Lord, how are we going to get this money? We went to the post office and there was not much in the mail. And then the Lord told us that the strategy is this: go and get it. Ask and you shall receive, knock and the door will be open, seek and you will find. One night, as we were trying to find out a way how to get the money for the orphanage, I had a dream. I dreamt that we were, me and Stephen, in a place where it was like a cafeteria, a place where people would come and serve food on little trays. But this place was like a cafeteria where the people were very old. In their 80s, in their 90s, very old. They were American people. And not only that, they had the food served on their tray, and on the tray they had a glass, a plastic glass, of water or of juice. And near the glass, I saw there were medicines that these people had to take. And I told Stephen, the dream to Stephen. I said, it's such a strange dream, I don't understand it. But I will understand it later on. That morning, the phone rang. It was a brother from Washington State, near the border with Oregon, far away. 3 days drive, day and night almost. Anyway, he called in the morning and said, I came from Romania and I saw the orphans and the street children. And I promised the Lord that I would do something to help them. But when I came back to America, to my comfortable home, I forgot about it. And he said, the night before, an angel came to me as I was sleeping. He came and punched me here in my rib, but very painful. He punched me with his sword and woke me up. And he said, what are you doing, Dino? Are you sleeping? Yes, Lord, I'm sleeping, he said. What am I supposed to do in the middle of the night? And the angel said, but what about the street children? What about the orphans? How do they sleep? And you promised to help them. So he immediately said, Lord, forgive me, I'm going to do something about it. So he called us and he heard that we wanted to help orphans and we had a charity in Romania. So he said, why don't you come this way? And there are many churches and there are many Romanians here, and maybe the Lord will open doors for you.
Peste 1500 de copii au fost asistați de Asociația Creștină de Ajutor Europa de Est de la început și până în prezent. Un număr record pentru organizațiile din România care ofereau protecție năpăstuiților sorții. În 1994, când Genovieva a hotărât să ajute copiii orfani și abandonați ce umpleau străzile și canalele din Iași, asociația nu avea încă un statut juridic, dar asta nu i-a împiedicat să meargă în mijlocul celor oropsiți și să le lumineze zilele, indiferent că își găsiseră adăpost în centrul sau la periferia orașului. Problemele de care s-au lovit însă au determinat necesitatea construirii unui centru stabil pentru acești copii. Așa a apărut în 1996, după multe rugăciuni și un efort fizic imens, Casa de Copii Emanuel. Primii 30 de copii care au fost aduși aici aveau până în 4 ani, majoritatea fiind sub un an. Nu era o casă de copii, era un leagăn pentru copii bolnavi, rahitici, distrofici sau cu alte afecțiuni fizice și psihice. Erau copii orfani, abandonați sau din familii dezorganizate.
So we set up in our car and took off for Washington State, near Oregon border. And we packed books and cassettes to sell to the Romanian churches and pray that the Lord would bless us on our trip. We took water in the car and a lot of packed food, so we did not want to spend our money in restaurants. So we took off on our trip. It was very hot, the air conditioner didn't work, so we opened the windows and drove on. But the Lord was with us and the breeze was coming in as we opened the windows. After driving 3 long days, we arrived in Washington State and called the man, Dino, and said, "We are here, how do we get to your home?" And he told us how to get there. He talked to Stephen, and how good is that Stephen speaks Romanian. All these Romanians speak broken English or only Romanian and so on. So he gave to Stephen directions and he said, "When you will get to our street, it is written on the building, Old People's Home, because it's a hotel for old people. It's a nursing home for old people." We arrived there, he met us, and he took us to our bedroom, and we were taken to eat in this kind of cafeteria. And we saw exactly old people, American old people, a cafeteria, and the people had trays on which the food was served. And they were eating at the tables, and on their tray, each one had a glass, plastic glass, and the medication next to it. So Stephen said, "That's your dream. So God wanted us to come here. It's about nursing homes, And then he said many Romanians have nursing homes, and they take care of American old people." Anyway, he gave us $1,000, and of course this was not enough for the for the orphanage. But he showed us around where to go to churches. We went and spoke in churches, and the people bought our materials, and they were very generous. And one couple gave us $5,000. They had also a nursing home, and they said, "We always quarrel to whom to give our tithe and love offerings, but when we met you, both me and my wife agreed 100% to give you $5,000. So that was wonderful, and people gave us here 1,000, here 1,000, here 2,000, here 3,000. Then we went to a church, a Baptist church, one Sunday morning. And in the morning, we spoke. Stephen spoke about 10 minutes and then, or 15 minutes, and I spoke. I took, almost 1 hour as usual. I gave my testimony and I told them that we need money for the orphanage. But while Stephen was speaking, there was a man with a beard, a man in his 40s, and he started to cry and cry and cry. He was crying and wiping his tears. Then I started to speak, and he started to cry even more. And I thought maybe he's sick. Maybe he has a disaster in his life. He's very depressed. at the end, he asked the pastor for a room where he could be private with us. And then he told us why he was crying. He said, the night before, so 2 nights before, I had a dream. I had a vision. An angel showed me your car. Exactly, red Cavalier. He showed me Jesus sign on the back and the verse on the front. And also he showed me you, Stephen and Genovieva. And he showed me exactly how you were going to come dressed with a Jewish prayer shawl. I had these fancy prayer shawls from Israel. And the angel told me, when you see this car and this woman and her husband, help them because they are my servants. And so now he said, I do not come to this church because I live very far away from this place. But this morning the Holy Spirit told me to come here. So I recognized you and I came prepared to give you money. So he had $1,000. They were brand new banknotes from the bank, and gave us $1,000, and he told us he was not very rich either. But the fact that the Lord spoke to people to receive us and to bless us, it was amazing. It blessed us so much. Then we came back home. On the way home, we stopped in Ohio. And in Ohio, we stayed as we used to stay with friends. And these friends of ours said, we have a check for you, about $3,000 from me and Ruth, he said, but also I have a rich friend. He's a businessman, very successful businessman. And he knows that you are going to stay overnight here. And he wants to know how much more you needed for the orphanage, to buy the orphanage. Because he said he wants to put the rest. So Stephen calculated, and the man gave us the rest of the money. It was a lot of money, maybe, I don't know, $10,000, $11,000. And we came home with all the money, sent it immediately to Romania and bought the orphanage.